Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm in the MiG-19 today and I'm doing a free flight over the channel map. If you make some maneuvers that are a little bit too quick or too sudden, you will break free the external fuel tanks. And you'll do the same thing with the missiles in this too. It's a little temperamental flying this thing. It has a really cool cockpit though. I really do like the detail level in this cockpit. It's got that, you know, really Russian look, but pretty cool with a lot going on. It's kind of busy, that's for sure. I like the cockpit shake that you get. It's like I'm going a little too fast. If I'm not careful, I'm probably going to rip these missiles off of this thing. If I haven't yet. Nope, they're still there. You get this thing going level. Here's the other thing about this. So you go full military power and then you got to hit a button to engage the afterburner. And there it goes. Pretty neat. Of course, now without those fuel tanks, I'll probably eat up the fuel pretty quick in this thing. And the weird thing is, there's a disable afterburner button, but I'm holding it, doesn't seem to do anything. The only way to kill the afterburner is to pull back on the throttle, and then it pulls it out. Kind of interesting. I've still never really figured this plane out. I bought it a while ago. I just think it looks really cool. And I think it's a little more fun to fly than the 21, because the 21 I'm able just to conk the engines out all the time by making, you know, the slightest negative G maneuvers. Just cruising up the coastline of the channel here. Super nice detail. I do think this is probably the nicest map they've ever created for DCS thus far. Although I wonder how I'm going to feel about Microsoft Flight Simulator, and then this after seeing it again. I was in on the alpha stage and it looked really impressive. So I'm really looking forward to diving into the final version. Even if I can't drop bombs or shoot ground targets. I think the other thing that disappoints me about Flight Simulator is that it doesn't have helicopters or VR support in the beginning, and I thought that would be really cool. You know, at least I can't see why they didn't throw at least one helicopter in. Those burners. I really like the red reflection on the tail fin there when you kick the burners in. Really impressive. This is definitely a super pretty plane. realized how close together the land is across the water here. Pretty cool. And again, this really is a nice cockpit. I guess some can say it looks a little dated. Maybe the textures could be updated, but I just like the layout and everything in it. It looks really Russian, you know? It has that like utilitarian look. Looks like you could spill your coffee in here and not hurt a damn thing, probably, you know? And we are getting across the channel rather quick. So I'm curious, guys, what is the one module that you guys have that you purchased, but you've just never really dug into it much yet? I would say the one that I've neglected the most is probably this one. I've done a lot more with the 21. I've done more with the F5, although I'll say the F5 is probably the second most neglected that I have that I just don't fly that much. I'm gonna have to get the Chuck's Guide and just dive in here and figure out how to utilize the missiles and drop bombs in it and just have some fun. I have been burned out on DCS lately, and it's probably because the VR is so freaking terrible. So I've went back to utilizing my Track IR and my super ultra widescreen monitor, which is a lot of fun. But I was really just starting to enjoy VR, and then the performance dropped out, you know? And this would be a really nice cockpit to utilize in VR too. It's really busy, there's a lot going on, and the depth perception is really unmatched. However, the visual quality is 10 times better outside of VR. Alright, here we are on the other side of the channel. Oh, there we go again. Maneuvering ever so slightly and knocking the fuel tanks off. Pretty easy to do in this thing. Yeah, this region looks really good. Are cruising. This will be really nice when they do a couple optimization passes on it. You know, one thing I haven't seen since they've released it is any update for this map. They pushed this thing out, and then I haven't seen really any updates for it since. And it looks like they got a lot of work to do in some areas, because this area looks nice, and the coastline on the other edge of the other side rather of the channel looks really nice. But then you get into some areas and it's just green, you know, with no objects, with nothing. Looks like we're approaching the cliffs of Dover up here. There's that castle. Very cool. Cut that burner so we don't use up all of our fuel. But I have to admit, this really is one of the most visually striking planes I think that they have in DCS. That's why I initially bought it. Surprised I didn't rip those missiles off of this yet. Oh, I think I did actually. I've got one of them left. If I do another spin, I guess I'll rip that one off too, is my guess. Yep, there we go. Yeah, you got to be real careful maneuvering these guys. Well, you can't say they didn't realistically model things on this one, that's for sure. The drop tanks end up coming right off as soon as you do a little bit too much of a negative G, and then the missiles, you just do a couple little maneuvers and you can almost bet they're going to fly off the rail too, but not the way you want them to fly off the rail. So I just wanted to take a look at the MiG-19 again and show you guys what a beautiful plane it really is, and to take a little scenic cruise here over the channel map and just show you guys something different. So I'm going to leave it at that, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the video. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Feel free to hit that like button. And until next time, guys,